My name is Mwai, and it gives me great pleasure and joy to be able to just take a few minutes of your time as I want to just challenge you, as I also challenge myself on what I've entitled, Do Not Be Hasty. There's a story, a rather tragic story that is recorded for us in the book of Judges chapter 11. It's a story about a man by the name of Jephthah. Now, he was a good man. In verse 30, we are told that, and Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. If you give the Ammonites into my hands, whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me, when I return in triumph from the Ammonites, will be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering. A few verses down the line, we are told in verse 34 that when Jephthah returned to his home in Mizpah, who should come out to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sound of tambourines? She was an only child. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. Now when he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh, my daughter, you have made me miserable and wretched, because I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." Now, Jephthah, obviously, as he made that vow, he made it in haste, not imagining that that vow would actually have implications that would touch his life and alter his life forever. I believe that probably in his mind he imagined that as he made that vow to the Lord, that maybe he imagined that the first thing that would come out of his house when he got home would probably be an animal, maybe a cow or a goat or a sheep. But unfortunately, it was his daughter. There's a similar story that is also recorded for us, and is a story of King Saul. That is in 1 Samuel chapter 14. And this one is also tragic because King Saul, as you know, King Saul had a rebellious heart. And one time he actually proclaimed, in a moment of frustration and in a moment of passion, and he actually proclaimed a curse. And he said that nobody should touch anything, nobody should put anything in their mouth, because they were at war. Unfortunately, his own son Jonathan did not hear his father making that vow or declaring that curse. And Jonathan, he was hungry, came and took some honey and put it in his mouth. In fact, the Bible tells us Jonathan needed that honey because he was strengthened after that. But unfortunately, he had to suffer the consequences of what his father had said. Do not be hasty. And my message to you is this, and my challenge to you is this. Even as I challenge myself, it is so easy for us to be hasty. And in certain scenarios or in certain aspects of our lives, sometimes in a moment of heightened emotions or in an emotive moment, I can actually end up making a vow or saying something or doing something that will actually have serious consequences in my life. You see it all the time. Sometimes you're driving down the road and maybe there's a motorist, maybe who has a tiff with another motorist, and people get into road rage. Accidents have happened because somebody is acting in haste, or maybe you find yourself in a moment where somebody has tested your limits, has tested your patience, and you end up saying something. And maybe this person is your loved one, maybe it is your spouse, maybe it is your child, and you end up maybe saying something in haste, something that you did not mean, and that will affect that relationship probably for a long, long time to come. Or sometimes, maybe in a moment of frustration, or you find yourself making a decision. You walk out of a job. You walk out of an opportunity because you're angry. You're angry at your boss. You're angry at a colleague there. Maybe they didn't treat you right. Yes, they didn't treat you right. And out of that, you throw up your hands and say, "I resign," and you walk away. Only for you, maybe a few moments later when you have calmed down, or a few months later when you have calmed down, to realize that you may probably have acted in haste. Or sometimes it doesn't have to be a negative time, it may be a good time. A moment, maybe you have experienced something beautiful, maybe a breakthrough. It's a beautiful moment and it's exciting, and some good things maybe have lined up on your behalf, and you're excited, and you end up sometimes acting in haste, and sometimes making commitments, making promises, or sometimes committing yourself to certain things because you are excited, only for you down the road, somewhere down the line, to realize, I may have overcommitted myself, I can't keep that promise, that vow I made, probably I may not be able to fulfill it. Friend, do not be hasty. there is so much wisdom in taking a step back. There's so much wisdom in applying patience. When you feel like you need to say that thing out of in a moment of rage, stop yourself. Stop yourself. When you feel like, I'm so frustrated, I want to walk out of this marriage. I want to walk out of this relationship. Please, just hold on. Don't be hasty. Take a walk. Take a deep breath. Relax. Allow those emotions to settle down. Because one thing we know about emotions is that they come and go. The emotions are fleeting. They are flimsy. They come and they go. You can be so heightened in one moment, but the next moment you find yourself that you've calmed down and now you're a bit more rational. Do not fall into the trap of Jephthah, who ended up sacrificing his own daughter, his one and only daughter. Can you imagine the pain he must have felt? Or do not be like King Saul, who also ended up endangering the life of his own child because of his own carelessness. Do not be hasty. Slow down. Relax. Let the moment pass. Let the emotion calm down. And then you can be able to make a rational decision. You can be able to say the right thing. You can be able to do the right thing. Do not be hasty. If you've been blessed, please feel free to share this video with somebody else. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on Facebook. In case you did not know, we are also on Instagram. We are also on Twitter. Please feel free to share this with others and also subscribe to our channels. May the Lord bless you.